Hey gamer, for today's Apple Arcade selection, we're taking a look at Iron Marines Plus by Ironhide. It's holding a 4.4 rating on Apple Arcade and has a 1.2 gigabyte file size. So let's dig in and see what the RTS has to offer. These days you'll find a lot of tower defense style games on mobile, which I've always thought of like light versions of RTSs. What Iron Marines Plus is doing is trying to be more like traditional RTSs like Command & Conquer used to be. In the beginning, the entire first world, which has a nice homage to Carl there, is called Sagan 1. This is where you work your way through the tutorial levels. In each mission, you normally start at a base where you deploy your troops. You move along, capturing more areas while defending your base until the mission is complete. That is RTS 101, and that's how simple they like to keep it. If you go back as far as I do, you probably cut your teeth on games like I did, such as the original StarCraft. In those games, you start missions by gathering resources, setting up barracks, and building your forces and defenses before you go venturing away from the base. Iron Marines highly simplifies this process. It was a Steam game before it came to Apple Arcade, so it does have PC roots, and they're trying to give you a more in-depth experience while still balancing the objective of keeping the gameplay quick and bite-sized that lends itself well to a mobile experience. Early on in the game, you're introduced to your hero, which is sort of like your main character. Each hero has a few unique abilities that can be upgraded with skill points, and more heroes become available as you increase your level. Besides your hero, you'll be able to deploy Marines and snipers in groups of 3, these Jedi-looking guys that come in pairs, as well as mechs with different arsenals and base defenses. More and more unit types become available as you progress. One of my favorite pieces early on was a turret that you could use to give some bonus damage when it was deployed. There's also an upgrade tree for upping your firepower and defenses. There's no real tactic here, it's more just about clicking on the flashy thing when you have enough XP or credits. Where tactics do come more into play is in your special items. You've got 3 slots and you spend your credits to replenish your ammo. There are a lot of ways to configure this one. In fact, I would find myself running through a mission, failing, but then going back in with a better understanding on how to load up on my specials. Let's get to controls. With its PC roots, it's an obvious fit for running on your Mac with a mouse and keyboard. I started out actually playing on my iPhone 13 Max and touch controls work really well, but I ultimately settled in on playing on my iPad using an Apple Pencil. The finer tip of the pencil worked well in selecting units that were pretty much sitting on top of each other. One thing that bothered me though was that there was no way to use a selection box to select multiple units. Even if you want all your units to move in one direction, you have to select and direct each unit individually. And though it's found on Mac, iPhone, and iPad, you won't find Iron Marines on Apple TV for its lack of controller support. You won't find any online options here either. What you get is a single player experience where you get to do one mission after another that spans across different worlds. To mix it up, you will come across optional special op missions that are wave survivals. So let's get down to the rating. I'm going to give Iron Marines Plus a 4 out of 5 for being a solid RTS option on Apple Arcade. It has difficulty settings that are great for any level of RTS player, so it's good for RTS veterans and for people that don't know what RTS stands for. If you're looking for similar type of games on Apple Arcade, check out Ironhide's Kingdom Rush trilogy, which is a mix of tower defense and RPG games, and LEGO Star Wars Battles is another good one to try. Well, that's it for this review. Be sure to like and subscribe to see more Apple Arcade game reviews, lists, and accessory reviews. Catch you next time.